Hello and welcome. My name is Maddie. I'm a biologist, an author, and a shamanic practitioner. And on my channel, it's all about shamanism and how you can implement shamanic methods into your everyday life to make it more happy and fulfilled. For those of you who know my channel already, I think you probably noticed that I haven't published any videos within the last couple of weeks. And that has to do with me starting a new job in October, which is not located here where I'm living right now, but 3.5 hours away by car from where I'm living. So I have to organize a lot of logistical stuff and might even think to move back and forth. And so there was a lot of life going on that kind of prevented me to make more videos. And I also had to think about how I'm going to approach this in the future, because I will definitely make more videos about shamanism, just because I'm so excited about this topic and I want people to know about it. And to, as I said, implement them, because it really makes your life more happy and fulfilled. But at the same time, I am not a full-time shamanic practitioner, but I'm a biologist, and I just got recently a new job where I think this is also a job that I manifested. I was looking for my dream job for many, many years, and that is a topic I will work on. That is something that I was interested in already when I was a student. So I was always interested in wildcats. We have European wildcats here in Germany, and I always wanted to work with them. I even had a practical training, and I tried to get a project about it, like my exam, to make my exam about it, but it was not working out. So eventually I worked on rabbits and also on fish, and I ended up with a job about insects, which was kind of interesting, but I was just not an insect person. So I was for many years really imagine what would be my dream job, and I came up over and over again of being someone who is working with wildcats, and all of a sudden there was that job position that is not close to me. So I was not really looking at it in the beginning, but I thought well, but this is actually something I really want to do. And now I'm really, really excited about it. But at the same time, I'm thinking of how I'm going to, manage all this logistically with my YouTube channel, and also being an author and writing books. But I'm sure it will work out. But one thing I had to decide was how many videos I want to put out on my YouTube channel, because I was starting with a weekly video in English and German. But now I just realized I won't be able to keep that for a longer time. So I have to kind of downsize the frequency of my videos, and I decided that I will put out at least one video a month. They're always the second Sunday a month. So as that video just appeared, that's the second Sunday in this month. And if I'm able, I'll put out at least one more, but this will be, one video a month. That I can promise that this will come about shamanism, about manifestation, and how you can implement these methods into your life to make it really more fulfilled, happier, and that you get the things that you really want in life. So I don't really have a specific topic for today, but I want to share with you an experience that I had the other week. So for those of you who are really new here, as I said, I'm a biologist, an author, and a shamanic practitioner. And when I say shamanic practitioner, I think it's important to know my background, where I come from. So I'm studying the many different ways of many different sources of shamanism, but my practical training takes place within the framework of the core shamanism that has been implemented by Dr. Michael Harner. And Michael Harner was an American anthropologist who studied indigenous people, and he realized that all over the world there were similarities in the way they saw and experienced their environment, and that was kind of like a shamanic approach to their life. So they thought everything has a spirit and everything is connected, and that they can also communicate with spirits. He also found that there were a couple methods, shamanic methods, that were very similar among these different indigenous people all over the world. And so he kind of, as he said, I took the essence of these shamanic methods and put them into what he called the core shamanism. And this is where I am having my shamanic practitioner training, and how I learned about shamanism is within the curriculum that he implemented about core shamanism. So the other week we had a workshop, and I once more realized how important it is to really connect with other people. I'm a single kid. I don't have any siblings. And I also spend a lot of time by myself just because my grandma back then, she was very afraid of something happened to me. So she kind of literally locked me in the house or in our garden. So I would spend a lot of time by myself. And still to that day, I am a person who's more like, I want to do things by myself. I don't need someone else. I don't need to ask for help. Because I was just not used to it when I was a kid and a teenager, but also whenever I connected with someone else, I usually had not such a good experience, either where, kids that were kind of bullying me, or I don't know, I was betrayed or anything like that. So over time, I think I really withdraw myself from the community. But these kind of exercises in the community, specifically with people who are also shamanic practitioners, and are very self-reflected, is something that I value a lot these days. And I just realized how important it is to be part of a community. Because at the end, we're very social animals. Humans are very social. And if you look into nature, when animals gather to groups, there are a lot of benefits from it. And I can say that from the rabbits, because I was studying them so intensely, that I saw they sometimes came together into groups up to 20 to 25 members. And usually they did that when there were a lot of foxes around them. So in the group, they were better protected. It was safer for them to be in a group. Or also when it was pretty cold outside and they're all kind of cuddled up in their little rabbit warren and, were really nice and warm. So there were a lot of benefits from being part of a group. Also, they could forage together and find better food sources. They could construct their burrows together. So things they couldn't do on their own, but was much easier in the group. But then there are also times where they actually don't want to be in a group because it's very stressful. The more people, the more group members you have around, the more interactions and the more individual people have their own problems. And you kind of, you got to find like a common ground to work all together. And so in the shamanic workshop, it was clear that when, people come together, there is always more power. There can also always be generated more power than you can do as a single person. And you might think but what's the difference between energy and power? Sometimes you say energy, sometimes you say power. It's definitely a topic for another video, but for now, I just want to make sure that with energy, it's something that is not really directed. It's like, you have water and ocean. There is energy in that water and that ocean, but it's kind of distributed all over the place. Whereas if you funnel water in a specific way, you can generate a lot of power and, even like for electricity, because you are giving it a direction. And it's the same with the energy. If you have an intention and you give energy a direction, then it becomes really powerful. And this is the power. There is a potential. And with that potential, you want to work. This is how shamanic practitioners work. They work with potential, right? So with that power, they generate power by having an intention, being concentrated, starting communicating with their helping spirits. And this is the important part. And of course, when there's only one person, there's just as much power as you can generate as one person. But if you have like 20, 40, 50 people in a room, there is so much more power because everyone can increase having an intention. Everyone has like that, directed energy and creating power. And if you have a common goal, for example, in that workshop, we generated healing power for a person who was sick, of course, with their permission. But this is so much more stronger than only one person would generate that power. And I was really not aware of that, how important this is really within the shamanic work and how much more power can be generated. And if there's something that you can't really get to it by yourself, like usually in these healing sessions with a lot of people, I can feel that there's so much more going on within me, so much more getting, unstuck because there's just so much more power going on. And that was something that I was really, really impressed and really affected by. It was a very intense weekend for me. I'm still feeling it. And something I wanted to share specifically within the framework of shamanism. It is definitely something you can do by yourself. But finding a group who is, you know, like practicing shamanism, core shamanism in a very safe and good way is such an amazing thing to be part of, because you're part of the community. Every person counts. And, you know, if you have an intention about something, that is just so much more intense. And yeah, it is really, really a cool experience. Anyways, there was also one experience I wanted to share with you guys that shows again how everything is connected and how our helping spirits really take care of us. Like, there was one part in a workshop where we had to work with another partner, and it had to do with transitions and a little ritual to invite the new one and say goodbye to the old. And with me, it was a perfect timing because, you know, my old job ended a couple months ago and my new job is just like literally knocking on my door. So I had this transition from old to new. And my partner, we had to do the shamanic journey in order to find out what kind of ritual is that actually that we have to do for the other person. And the first thing that already gave me goosebumps was that when I was looking around in the room and thinking about with whom I want to work together, there was like one name popping up in my head. And I looked to that person and that person looked to me, and without me saying anything, he was just already like, you know, us two. He just looked in my eye and it was clear that we both had that impulse of working together with each other. So, and it was a beautiful ritual, moving, touching, it was amazing. And the best part was there was a little bouquet of flowers, like a flower bouquet on the sideboard. And these flowers were there already for a couple of days, just sitting and waiting. And I was wondering, like, what are these flowers for? For whom are these flowers? And in the part of this ritual was that this person went, grabbed the flowers and just gave them to me. And I couldn't stop smiling because it made me just so happy. And it was just such a perfect gesture within the ritual. And I just in that moment assumed that he just, you know, made it like a little funny thing, that he just took these flowers and I have to give them back because they're actually not mine. And later on, he told me that he bought these flowers. He didn't know why. He thought maybe it's for the decoration of the room, or it is for like the little altar in the middle, or I don't know for what. And they were sitting there for a couple of days already. And he realized they were for me. He bought them for me. And that just made my day. And I still getting goosebumps because it was just, I don't know, as you know, just that my spirits were thinking about me in that way. And they knew that this will make me so happy. And the way they came to me, it was just perfect. And I couldn't smile. I couldn't stop smiling because I was just so happy. And this little story just is going to show you that our spirits are always with us, our helping spirits. They take care of us. They know how they can make us, you know, like little gifts here and there. We just need to be open. And so also the other person, he said, you know, I just had that impulse to buy these flowers. I didn't even know why. And I didn't know for what for. I just bought them. But he had this impulse. And so these work, the shamanic work, usually already starts a couple days earlier, you know, where everything is kind of shifting. And so nothing really happens by chance, that I think, and from what I've seen, there is everything so interwoven in such a nice and beautiful way. And with shamanism, specifically core shamanism, my life got just so much more beautiful. I would say even like magical, you know, these kind of little things with the flower bouquet, it just made my day. So I just wish for everyone to have these moments where you just feel loved, held by the universe, where you feel guided and just really, you know, safe and just, yeah, secure from everything, guarded and guided. And that's how I felt at that moment specifically, but also in general in my everyday, when I connect with my power animal, with my helping spirits, when I work with other people shamanically. And there's so many different methods that you can implement, even though if you don't know yet how to do shamanic journeying, you can start just going outside and connecting with nature. You can start by being thankful for everything. When you eat your meal, being thankful and think about all the different steps that had to be or need to be done in order for you to have food on your table and your plate. So all these little things, just, you know, I think for me, implementing the shamanic worldview into your life really means to become aware that we are not separated from everything around us, but that we are part of it, and a part in a way that we would never be able to even, grasp just a little bit, because everything is so connected. And with that knowledge, you can basically just really lean back and trust that everything you need will come to you. Another funny example, we have a freezer in our kitchen. And the other day, someone just asked us, do you need a freezer? I have one left over. It's free. I just don't know what to do with it if you want to have it. And we're like, well, we have one, but just place it there. Who knows? The next day, our freezer broke and I was alone at home. I didn't know what to do. And then I remember, like, wait a minute, we have a new freezer right here outside, standing. I just need to plug it in and move the stuff from the old one into the new one. And I was just like, thank you. All these little things. And if you're open to it, more and more of these things will come to you. And isn't that magical? Does that not make your life so much more fulfilled and beautiful? I would say so. Anyway, so yeah. Again, I just wanted to emphasize these little things that can happen the more you trust and the more you are really open yourself up to that shamanic worldview, which doesn't mean to open yourself up to everything that is around there. That's another video I'll probably make, but start connecting with the spirits that are your specific helping spirits that you can trust and that you and can be sure of, that they don't have their own agenda and they're really helping you in your life. And yeah, people always ask me how I'm going to do this. I always recommend to find a basic course from the Foundation for Shamanic Studies. There are all over Europe, as well as in America. I think also in Latin America, South and North America. I'm not so sure about this, but I think meanwhile, they're all over the world. So start there and learn the shamanic journey. From there, everything else is really just exploring and practicing yourself. Well, so far, as I said, at least one video a month guaranteed. And the more I can do, the more I will put out as well. If you have questions about shamanic journeying, or about shamanism, core shamanism, all this stuff, then please, you can always leave me a comment down below. And also, some people already realized that my website right now is not working as it used to be. I had some troubles I have a German and an English website, and they were just mixing up the languages all the time. So I had to take them down. And now we are rebuilding everything, but that takes a bit of time. So I only have a landing page at the moment under madelenesiege.com. But there, at least you can find my email address, as well as here on my YouTube channel. There's also my email address. And if you have questions, you can always send me an email. This is also, if you want to make an appointment for a shamanic session or an animal communication, you can also drop me an email. I don't have so many spots available anymore. As I said, I'm working full time as a biologist. But here and there, I still have some spots. And if you say I want to work with you, then please just send me an email. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you are sticking here with me, although I'm not be able to put out as many videos as I used to. But I'd love to see you around and to, give you information about shamanic work and core shamanism, and also about manifestation, to really make your life more happy and fulfilled, because this is really my goal from the bottom of my heart, to spread the message and to make people more happy. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye-bye.